Good morning, heroes. Today I want to share with you the grand secret of productivity, how you can actually bend time to get more done in less time. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Jarvis. I am the morning hero. I am in the process of writing a book called The Winning Formula, The Secret to Abundant Success in Free Time. And it's really based on this principle that I'm going to share with you today called how to bend time. Now, if you know what bending time is a term from Back to the Future and space movies and Star Trek. And essentially, if you look at time, they thought time was linear, right? But in terms of space travel and how to time travel, how to go back in time or forward in time, the only way they think that you could do that is they have to bend time, and it creates a quicker path from point A to B because you're able to bend the spectrum of time to create a shorter shortcut path. And so this concept of bending time is how you can travel faster into the future. Now, in terms of like how does that apply to us in our daily lives, I firmly believe that you can bend time, not just in science fiction movies, but right here, right now on Earth, sitting in your very seat right now. And here's how you do it. Essentially, the concept of bending time is how do you go forward faster? How do you get there faster than what's typically possible? How do you squeeze more time out of what's standard? And what I noticed was that several years ago, about 7 years ago, actually, I started waking up a lot earlier in the morning. And I found that when I got started earlier, I was so much more faster, more productive, more fluid in my day that typically I'd be done before lunchtime with a lot of my heavy lifting in my day. It was almost unsettling because it's like, wait, I got too much extra time on my hands now. What am I going to do with this extra time in the afternoon? So I started taking my son to the beach and doing fun stuff in the afternoon, all because I found this way to bend time, and it was because I was harnessing the power of the morning. I was waking up earlier. Now, why is it that waking up, just adjusting my wake up time, I'm still doing the same stuff throughout the day? Why is it that just shifting it earlier in the day, why did that make a big difference? And there's two reasons why. The first reason is because of undistracted alone time. I was waking up at 5 a.m. and most people don't start waking up to somewhere between 6 and 7 in the morning. So I had a solid hour and a half of undistracted alone time. No distractions, no interruptions, no obligations, nobody needing me, no breaking news on TV, no social media. It was pure, undistracted time to focus. I can get clear on my goals. I can do some exercise, and all these things would fire my brain up. And then that leads me to the second point of higher cognitive functioning. So cognitive functioning is your brain's ability to process things, to solve problems. It's how fast neurons connect so that you can think more clearly and come to quicker conclusions and get things done faster. And so if your brain is processing faster, and there's science that shows that your cognitive functioning levels are at its peak somewhere between, the time you wake up to about within the first hour of you waking up, your brain is at its peak highest cognitive functioning for the entire day. All day long, your cognitive functioning kind of is on a decline as you make more and more decisions, and the chaos and the overwhelm starts to set in and the stress of the day sets in. Your cognitive functioning goes down further and further. It's at its peak somewhere within the first hour of you waking up. And so your cognitive functioning at its highest, and your distractions are at its lowest. And when you combine those two, you have this multiplying effect of your productivity. So what research shows is that for every hour of additional morning you give yourself, it equates to an additional 2 hours of productivity. Every 1 hour of the morning of undistracted alone time equates to 2 hours of productivity. And so when I noticed that, I started waking up 2 hours ahead of time. Now I wake up at 4 a.m., 2 hours before my kids wake up, before I start work, before I have to start dealing with the chaos of the day. Essentially, in that 2 hour block, I'm getting 4 hours of productive work done. Essentially, I'm bending time. Now that's how I was able to start getting finished with almost my entire workday before lunchtime. It's because before people even had their first cup of coffee, I was already halfway done with my day. This is the grand secret of success in free time. The more hours you give yourself in the morning, the faster and the multiplying effect it has on your productivity, allows you to finish work and finish all your heavy obligations sooner, giving you more time to live a more extraordinary life. All right, heroes, I'll see you in the next chapter.